Hello and welcome to Dice Jesters. My name is Julie.
And my name is Dave.
And we are a merry and whimsical board game podcast where we dive deep into games with curious minds and a jester's grin. We feature 10 by 10 challenges where each season we commit to playing 10 games at least 10 times, sometimes much more. And today we'll be diving right in. Well, not right in, of course. You know how this goes. But we'll be discussing Grand Austria Hotel.
Are you excited?
Somewhat. I'm excited because it's been on our shelf and you've been talking about it forever. So it's like one of those games. Yeah, it's one of those where I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to play it because you have talked about it so much. Like antiquity.
Yes, yeah, I have. And it's because it's by a designer who we've already played on this 10 by 10 and a previous 10 by 10 as well. And one that I said we would try to dive a little bit more into in this 10 by 10 challenge, and that's Simone Luciani.
Yeah.
He designed or co-designed Tzolk'in the Mayan calendar. He's also the co-designer of this game. I've found that he tends to co-design with other people, and this one is co-designed with Virginio Gigli, who has also designed one of our all-time favorite games.
What is our all-time favorite game?
First Rat.
Oh.
He was a co-designer of First Rat.
Our all-time favorite game?
You wouldn't stop talking about that game.
What are you even talking about right now?
With the theme and the rats blasting
I feel
to
like
the
you're
moon
talking about yourself.
Cheese moon. And
cheese.
I had to pull you away from that game, honestly.
Oh my goodness.
Telling me to get it off the shelf.
But
I enjoyed it. But yes, that's who designed this game. And it was designed in 2015, which is kind of like the golden era of this Italian design group. They still make games, but came out around the same time as actually the same year as Voyages of Marco Polo. So he co-designed that.
Oh, I like Voyages of Marco Polo.
Kind of like this dice-based Euro board game renaissance.
Is it the same artist as Agricola?
Yeah, I was gonna ask what the first impression, on the table, what stood out to you?
Okay, well before
what did you notice first?
Really go right in. I was trying to not use dive because I feel like I use dive a lot. Just dive headfirst. Which, by the way, I'm not a diver. I do not dive. I scorpion tailed and then never dove again.
But what's another word you could use? Because I've struggled with that. I say dive a lot. But
crawl right in, roll right in,
we're gonna
flip
roll right into it.
I just wanted a little drum roll. I'm sure you can add that in with your magical editing sounds, but we have a quick huzzah.
Oh, shoot.
Huzzah, the tipper. We had a tip, y'all, which you could do through our bio sites, a quick plug. But yeah, we did. And I don't know if that person wants to stay anonymous or not. They didn't really put like a name. I know who it's from. And if you are listening, Dave and I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Like a huge huzzah to you. So thank you so much. If you do want to be mentioned, let me know. Just reach out to me. You know how to reach out to me. We've been talking. So reach out to me and then I'll mention you like next few episodes, depending on how quickly we record these.
Yeah, the timing might seem off like we record.
So you ready?
These.
We got a huzzah, David.
One, two, three.
Huzzah! Yay! Okay. So rolling, skipping right in.
Skipping, I like that.
It looks like the artist looks like Agricola, which I love. So I'm already like, ooh, getting those Agricola vibes. Then I see the dice and this cute little clock tower thing going on, which I love clocks. I had that dream about a clock thing. Yeah. That special dream. Yeah.
Fascinating dream.
It was one of your favorite dreams that I've ever had. You're like, I see him as not a squirrel. I see him as a mousy creature. And I'm like, I see him as a mousy creature. But
you have very whimsical dreams. I don't know. You could sit and psychoanalyze what they mean. I'm not really quite sure. I'm sure somebody out there would have some theories, but
it's because I crave whimsy, So
don't we all?
Well, yeah. I mean, dice jesters, that's pretty whimsical. But so that's how it looks to me. Honestly, when I look at it, I'm not sure how the gameplay is going to pan out, but it is refreshing to see an artist that I personally enjoy just because of the previous games that we had played. And it's fun to see some dice again,
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's my first impression. It
awesome.
Looks like it's going to be a fun time.
I think when I see his art, it says Clemens Franz. And he's done a lot of artwork for a lot of classic games
that we've played.
It's like when I see his artwork, I know it's going to be a game that I enjoy. I don't know that
Do you think he plays the game before he makes the art?
I've
he plays a
wondered
prototype?
I've wondered that. And as an artist, this is something I have been curious about. Do you get to choose what types of games? Like, I want to design art, but it has to be this type of game. And I wanted to try it before I put my name on it as the artist. Because you almost think of the artist as much as the designer.
Yeah, you're connected to that game. That's a good point.
I've wondered about that.
I feel because I don't do like NSF artwork. Like if somebody requests, oh, I want this, I'm just like, ooh, that's out of my ballpark.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. So I have played this a few times in my life. I like it a lot.
Yes.
And it's been a long time since I played this, maybe like 6 years or so.
Okay.
And reading the rule book, I thought, it just has that familiar, comforting type of feel.
The nostalgia for you.
Nostalgia, it like has a little bit of Castles of Burgundy thrown in there. Some other games that we've played.
Okay.
Voyages of Marco Polo. I think it'll be interesting to see what similarities you feel and pick up on from other games, and especially like Voyages of Marco Polo, since he co-designed that.
Well, then I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you ready, Dave?
Yeah.
You have been so disappointed that I haven't asked this question. But what's in the box? You see how I did that for you? I even made it like thematic for you. You're in a peppy mood today. I'm like, I don't know, man.
At the beginning of the 20th century, Vienna was one of the major centers of Europe. Artists, politicians, nobles, citizens, and tourists populated the streets of the city, and the emperor ruled them all. You are in the thick of the Viennese modern age, trying your luck as a hotelier. For that, you must expand your little hotel and prepare new rooms. It's so assuming it says that my hotel is little. How does it not know I'd go extreme and build a big one? Anyway. In the meantime, your guests require culinary excellence. Make sure each and every guest receives a proper dish and drink. You may need to hire additional staff. Despite all that, do not forget to render homage to the emperor, or you will fall into disgrace pretty soon. Face the challenge and turn your little hostel into the Grand Austria Hotel. So I like that it calls it a hotel, but then later calls it a hostel.
Maybe he's trying to make you succeed.
Another part of this game, by the way, I really hope that brought you into the theme. And in fact, we did do a pairing, which we'll talk about in a second. But I actually, a long time ago, used to work in the hotel industry.
Same.
And so this brings me, I forgot, I got this when I was working in the hotel industry. And I thought, like, I almost don't want to play this game because it reminds me of working in a hotel. That was a long time ago. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in. For our pairing, though, I thought, we live kind of far from Austria a little bit, Just a little. Hop, skip, and a jump. But I thought, what can we do in the local area where we live that would symbolize or at least replicate the experience of staying in a bustling European city? And I thought, we live close to a place with the word grand in it.
Oh, here we go.
There's a place called Grand Lodge here in the area that is an old, it's not, I wouldn't consider it like European in architecture, but it is formerly a Masonic lodge that they've converted. As well as a school.
As well as a nursing home.
An orphanage.
And an orphanage. It's been through it.
Yeah. So now it's a place you can go chill.
Now it's a hotel, yeah.
You have restaurants and things. So I thought, let's go to this Grand Lodge.
Oh, you thought.
And go exploring. So what was that experience like exploring Grand Lodge?
Well, I love Grand Lodge. They have secret passageways, too. Unless there's a third one out there that we just haven't found. But we've been there quite often, and I've touched most of the walls, as weird as that sounds. But
that is very weird.
There's two.
And alarming, too. Did you wash your hands afterward?
I always wash my hands. I wash my hands after everything. You should know that. But they have secret passageways, and one of them's super cool because one leads to a staircase, and somebody must have really liked Lord of the Rings.
Oh, right.
Because that staircase is like you find Smeagol in the cave with the ring, that one ring that will rule them all. It has nothing to do with the rest of the lodge. Like, has absolutely there's no other Lord of the Ring theme within the lodge. Just the secret passageway that has a stairwell is Lord of the Rings, and I think it's pretty cool.
You're right. It is pretty mismatched because the whole artistic theming of everything centers around the history of the place. Then you have that one hallway. That's one of the reasons I would love to meet the person who did that. Like, you had one job: design a hallway that's thematically appropriate to this whole building and its history.
Well, how do you know that's what it was?
You know what? Smeagol, Gandalf, Mordor.
But how do you know that that's the task they were given?
Dave, you and Lord of the Rings.
What happens if it was like, oh, here is your creative willpower. I would make cute cats and cute sprite beings.
Don't know what's going on right now. But
Okay, well, Dave.
So that got you thematically into
it.
Sure.
So tell me, how does thou pick the first player?
It says that it's chosen randomly, so we leave it up to fate.
Wow.
Which means maybe we'll just roll a die, or we have your potion bottles that you made.
Yeah.
We can grab one of those off the shelf. Or anything else that you feel comfortable using.
I'm happy it's based off of my cover. Thank you. Okay, well, we'll go decide whichever way that it is being decided.
By fate.
By fate. And we will return back. What feels like a while to us will be moments to you. And we return to you after our first play of Grand Austria Hotel, and Dave's going to take it away on explaining the game.
The only thing you've only told me. That's funny.
Because you always want to tell me.
All right, so Grand Austria Hotel is a dice drafting contract fulfillment game. Did I accurately describe that, you think?
I'd say so, yeah. It was basically contract fulfillment, yeah.
Yeah, so the whole goal of the game is you're basically filling in this hotel, and each player has their own individual hotel player board. And you'll be filling that in with rooms that are ready and then eventually occupying those rooms with guests from your cafe. So you'll basically draft guests from this waiting area into your cafe while they're sitting there. You'll get goods, which are wine, cake, strudel, and coffee. Those will go onto the person that's sitting there or into your kitchen. And then once you've fulfilled the guest's order... and you have a room that's ready that matches their color of the type of room that they would like to check into, then you can occupy them in a room, and then you get bonuses from the card and points. You flip over the tile. But the whole action selection mechanism of the game is you have this pool of dice, and each dice value represents a different action. And when you take your turn, you will pick a die and carry out the action of that value. But the number of dice that are at that action spot when you take the die is the strength of the action that you get to take. Some will give you ingredients. Another lets you ready new rooms. One will give you money or go up the Emperor track.
Yes.
Or there's another kind of wild card action. You also have staff cards that you can play that either give you a one-time bonus, ongoing ability, or an end of game kind of scoring thing. At the end of certain rounds in the game, there's an Emperor scoring, where you'll get points based off of where you are on the Emperor track, but then you have to move back a certain number of spots depending on the round. And then if you end up in a higher tier of the track, you get a bonus. If you end up in a middle tier, you don't get anything. And if you end up in the lower tier of shame, you lose stuff. So the game is 7 rounds long, and then at the end of those 7 rounds, whoever has the most points is the winner. Boom. How did I do?
That was pretty good. 7 rounds, but 14 moves. For a 2-player game?
Yes.
Is it only a 2-player game, or how many players?
2 to 4. It's still, each player gets 2 actions per round.
Well, then, yeah, there you go. So, yeah, you did pretty good. I'd say it was right on, yeah.
So how was it learning the game? How easy was it to pick up, and what are your initial thoughts?
It was pretty easy to pick up, especially because you have the expansion or whatever that has the, like, I don't know, the different, what are they called? Components?
Resources?
Yeah, where it shows, it like matches the card. So instead of it just being blocks, it's like actually like a glass of wine or a pastry. So that made it a little easier too to figure out what goes to what. And then
the original game, actually, the cards have cubes on it, but the upgrade it replaced the cards and replaced the resources.
Oh, okay. Then I guess it doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong with that, but yeah.
Well, other than that, yeah, it made it very easy, very straightforward. If you are used to resource management games and contract fulfillment games, this game is pretty breezy to figure out. The iconography, see what I did there? It makes it very universally friendly.
Oh, no language dependence.
Yeah. I didn't have any issues picking up on the icons to what they stood for and what I needed to do that. So yeah, it was easy. It was easy to learn the game.
And how easy was it to win the game?
Yes, I'm very confused on how you were struggling.
I did really bad.
I don't know how
what
you didn't have
happened.
any money.
I think I was too worried about you having a good time.
Oh,
I just wasn't paying attention to what was going on right in front of you.
No. Are you going to say our points since you brought it up?
Let's just say you got north of 100. Okay, our points were far enough apart where you lapped me, and I was like, look, you only won by 5 points, but you'd actually gone around the whole board. I don't know what happened. I think it was,
you got carried away.
What did I get carried away with?
Waiter stuff.
Oh, the staff.
Yeah.
I tried to get the staff.
You try to get those cards. And I'm like, nah, this is just a contract fulfillment game. Just fulfill the contracts.
I tried to ramp up the abilities, but there's not, the game is pretty, like, there's not a lot of turns. So if you waste time, I mean, those rounds go by fast.
Right.
And then those emperor scorings come up fast.
I know. And you're like, wait, no, we're not on the round 5. And I said, yes, we are, because you did this on the other round and it moved it up. So
then I would spend actions trying to go up the emperor track
for
to
no
avoid
reason.
this. Was it it's like the same as the rat track?
Yeah, it was your rats. You bowed your rat.
They should just replace every track in every game with just rats.
For you.
For me, yeah. Because it distracted me. Meanwhile, you filled in. You got a lot of rooms. Like your hotel was bustling. Mine was just.
Yours was
like the 1-star.
Shanty.
Yeah, the 1-star hotel from some shady third-party site.
Your hotel was the one that the book was discussing.
I was like
the little.
Your charming little. Yours was like the.
Mine was like the luxury Ritz.
Yeah, the Ritz.
The Ritz.
Mine was. I don't even know the name of mine. It was like. Yes. Just called motel.
There's this motel in Wisconsin on the way to Wisconsin Dells, right? So shady. Like it's all like, oh, we have cordless phones.
On the sign?
On the sign.
Do you still see
and it says like colored TV.
Colored TV.
I think it has like 10 rooms. Very shady.
free long distance calls.
Yeah, that can be your hotel.
So shady. So what do you think? I mean, after playing one time, did it feel familiar to other games we played, or where did it like land in terms of your comfort and familiarity level? Yeah,
it reminds me of this one game. I just can't think of it, but it has colored die, I believe. The game that I'm trying to think of.
Oh, Sagrada. No,
not that one. It has yellow, green, blue, and burgundy.
Castles of Burgundy?
You know what, guys? Well, we don't share dice in Castles of Burgundy, do we? I haven't played that game in a while.
No,
I can't remember. Yeah. So, I don't know. If it comes to me, I'll talk about it in the final part of this.
You just named some random colors. It has green, blue, red.
I need you to see into my head. It's wooden dice.
Bruges.
What do we share the dice in Bruges? No, we don't.
Oh, well, the dice depend. Like, we'll give you threats and stuff.
Do we draft them though? No, I can't remember.
Oh, I don't. Voyages of Marco Polo.
Yes, sure. Bora Bora.
Bora Bora.
You're like any dice colored game.
Yes.
I can't think of it. If I think of it, I'll bring it back.
Did it feel cutthroat at all, or was it pretty? Did it feel pretty easy going?
Oh no, it was really funny.
Okay, like I said, learning around, trying to teach you the game, and yet the iconography was, I had to look over the rulebook a few times. I think I've gotten learning a new game without words on the cards and stuff is like learning a new language. You have to learn what things mean. Okay. But I think now that I know it, we'll be able to kind of play at a more competitive level. Oh, okay. That was, a little bit embarrassing. That's what it was fun.
It was cute. It reminded me of the hotel game that you see me play on my phone sometimes, where you're like, do you have a different hotel? And I'm like, yeah.
It was evolving, and it got to the point of feeling uncomfortable, honestly. A massive scale. Yes. And the artwork, yes, I love. Mm-hmm. I'm sure like all the people in the game, you saw like Uwe Rosenberg in there, right?
It did. It didn't say Rosenberg. It just said, I think it was brother Uwe.
Okay. I'm sure that he put a lot of, or they, because it's two people, or the publisher, who knows? Right.
I would put Lupin and everything. I'd hide little mans in there. But he wouldn't always be a cat. He would be my like depiction of himself.
Can you think of any people you would put in the game?
Mm-hmm. Well, it depends on the game. I would make Philip into a person.
We're talking about a crow.
Right. I'd make him into a person.
What do you think Philip would look like as a person?
I think he would have like cool spiky hair and he'd be really chill. And he would always wear a tux.
Like a classy
classy,
character.
Chill character that comes out of the woodworks when you need him most. Kind of like a John Wick.
I don't know. Who's John Wick?
People will know who John Wick is.
Well, I don't have much else to say other than that was an experience. Do you want to just die? I don't want to use it. I don't want to use.
You just want to roll right in.
Roll right in.
Like dice, we rolling.
Yeah, you're gonna sing that song.
I wasn't.
We'll go play it. You got me thinking about that. We're gonna go play it 9 more times.
Yeah.
Come back, talk about our journey into this hotel business to see how we do.
Who is the entrepreneur of the hotel world? And we are back after 10 plays of Grand Austria Hotel. So we talked about like kind of like the game flow of it, right? And
yeah, we talked about the how it goes and everything. But yeah, 10 plays down the road. And I'm just curious, what are your thoughts of where we started and then where it kind of ended up for you? I have mine, but I want to hear yours first.
So I feel like I said that this was a game that it was going to be like, okay. I want to say that that's what I said. Yeah. I remember feeling that way, at least from the beginning. And ending the game, ending the 10 plays, I do feel that way, but I do have reasoning for it. And I do believe that prior to me diving into it, if you like woodcraft, I think you're going to like this game. I think it has like a similar feel to it, dice drafting, all of that jazz, but replace like berries and woodland creatures with people who come in who have tables to sit at and stuff like that. But so let me just say, if you like that game, you'll probably like this. And what I'm about to say is purely based off of my point of view for my own preferences. So I love games that scratch my brain and like tickle it. And
in general in life, I think that you gravitate toward those kinds of activities. Yeah,
true. And for this one, it's just that I think my play style is I want to be able to really, I don't know, not force the outcome, but have a say on the outcome, which are going to be like, well, you take your turns. And I'm like, yes, but first player changes every round. And then with that, the dice changes every round as well. And there isn't like a card or anything that really lets you change the pit value of the dice. So let's say that it's all 5s. Somebody can choose to skip and then it re-rolls, but now you're like skipping, and I don't know. I feel like there should be a card other than a potential like waiter card or whatever that card is.
The staff card.
Yeah, the staff card, because then you're wasting turns trying to get staff cards to then hopefully get one that says, oh, you can plus or minus this specific die, not like any die, just like this specific one. So I personally think that a great add-in, and I don't know if they do it with the expansion, but a great add-in would be something where you could, as the player, manipulate the dice a little bit. So then when the outcome isn't as gravy as you'd wish it'd be, that you can kind of change it and work it a little bit.
I think so. The one part where you can kind of mitigate the dice roll is if you're using a 6 die, because that allows you to use any other die action. So there's that, but then you run out of money, or at least I run out of money sometimes.
Yeah, you do run.
And this is a game where if you run out of money, you run out of options. And if you run out of options, you're just kind of at the whim of the luck of the game.
Mm-hmm. And you can choose, I could choose this dice. I think it was 4, right? The number 4 was the one where you could 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was 4.
That's the one where you could move up the emperor track or money. Yeah.
So that one you could choose to get a little bit of money, but in my point of view, I felt like it was a waste of a turn, because then you're picking that one and maybe there's only 1 or 2 dice on it. And so you're only getting $1 or $2. And
it's a waste of a turn.
It's a waste of a turn. So I'm thinking, how about I get somebody into the hotel that has money under their table and fulfill their request, their order, and then get money that way. It's kind of like just very contract fulfillment. figuring out how to fulfill their contracts, and then flipping over the hotel room to be like, yeah, that's occupied now because I fulfilled this guest order.
How did you feel? So there is the ability to pass on your turn though, and then when it comes back around to you after everybody else has gone, you can remove a die and then re-roll everything. Do you think that helps?
No, so that's what I was saying. I feel like, to me, that doesn't really help with mitigating the game in a way that I still wish, because that still leaves it up to chance. And I don't know if our dice tower like rolls or if those dice are weighed or what is going on, but even if you re-roll, there is a high possibility with our dice tower that you will get the same numbers.
Are you going to be one of those people that does all the
I might weigh them.
Statistics?
I might take salt water and weigh them.
That'd be really funny.
I'm going to be like, see, this one fell to the bottom, David.
I totally get what you're saying. And I will say, so there's a lot about the game that I really like. The idea of filling in a hotel board with the different, I guess you call them regions. There's a different color.
Different floors.
Groups of rooms.
Different
and then
classes.
you get bonuses when you complete that area. But if you do a smaller one, you'll finish it faster. But then the reward's not as good. So do you want to try to fill in a bigger group or do you want to go for smaller ones? I really like how each game, there's the 3 different objective cards that you go for. And I did find in games where I didn't focus on the objective cards, my score was way less.
Yeah.
So in order to get those high scoring rounds, you almost have to focus on trying to get at least 2 of those. 3 is like, oh, you feel good when you do all 3. And I did feel really good. The Emperor track itself has those 3 rounds where you have to move your piece back. And if you end up in the yellow region, then you get that additional bonus. I thought that was kind of a cool opportunity to get cool stuff. And you had to outweigh, is it worth the benefit of focusing, trying to go up the track when this will be the bonus, or what's the consequence if I don't do it? Is it that really
Sometimes
that bad?
it's really bad. Like real bad.
Because at first it was kind of like my rats.
It was, yeah.
I was focusing too hard on that to avoid the consequence when I was ignoring better outcome rewards for doing something else. And then the guest cards themselves, have some cool bonuses. I loved trying to get good combinations of staff cards to give me ongoing abilities and stuff. But then it all comes down to what this game is. It seems like there's a few games now where we've talked about contract fulfillment. And I really think that contract fulfillment just isn't my favorite thing in games, because it opens it up to having the right stuff at the right time when things come out, and it just doesn't feel, it feels kind of more like you're churning through resources. You collect them, you cash them in to fulfill contracts, and then you just kind of start over again.
Yeah. So
at the end of the day, I think this is an enjoyable dice drafting game, but does it have the staying power where I'm going to want to keep coming back to it and exploring new strategies? I don't know that there's many more strategies at this point to explore. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I kind of feel like, but for us, we're good with these 10 plays. But I do think there's something that we're missing, because they had like point counter chips or whatever, and the point counter chips went up to 300. I said 300. I'm like, honey barely gets like 100. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
It's funny. I thought of you when I was pulling that out, and when I saw the 300, I was like, oh, Julie's not going to rest until she gets this 300 chip. But I don't even know how that's possible. How do you get 300
I don't know,
points?
because even if you get 15, 15, 15, like all 15, so what is that? 30, 45. And then you get all of the special like ABCs from the bus things or whatever, Emperor things. That's still, let's see, 45. And then those are usually like, it goes up to 9 or 10, right? And those only count for the Emperor rounds. So there's 3 Emperor rounds. So let's just say it goes to 10. That's an extra 30. You're at 75 right there. Or yeah, 75. And then, so if you maximize on those, okay, you get 75. But then what? Then you grab all the tables. Are you only grabbing the 7 tables that aren't really helpful? But if you're grabbing the 7 tables that aren't really helpful, then how is it that you're helping to fulfill the 7 tables? And so if you're grabbing 7, you got 3 tables per round. So let's see. You will technically, so you can fill up to 3, but technically per whatever, you can have up to 4, because you get 2 turns per round, and you can fulfill each beginning of turn. So max 4, right? But That's if you accumulate them. So really it's max 2 per thing. So let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, right? Altogether for the whole game, it's 7.
7. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got 7 times 2, 14.
14 turns.
14 turns. So then you do 14 and 7. What is that? 74. I don't know. Someone do the math. So even with that, it's not 300.
Well, you have your hotel board too. You get points for the rooms that are occupied at the end of the game.
Yeah, but each one has 5. So the top row is 3 points, right?
Or
4 points. 4 points. So that's 20. So 20, and then under it's 3, so 15, so that's 35, and then under it's 2 points, so that's 10, so that's 45, and then under that's 5, so that's 50. So 50, 45, 95, plus 15. Oh, okay, maybe you can't get to 300. Never mind. I stand corrected.
You just read a lot of numbers. I didn't completely follow everything you were saying. It's like I could see the numbers floating around your head, like that meme where there's a person with a chalkboard and it had, you know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
I know what you're talking about.
Like the calculus kind of thing. That's what it's like when you talk sometimes.
Thank you.
But I did want to talk briefly about the luck thing and the points, and I think it's really interesting because when I look back to games that are more, I would say, on the strategic level without as much luck influence, once we get past maybe 2, 3, 4 plays, our points in those games usually are pretty tight and similar. It might fluctuate by 5 or 10 points per game. Like Bonfire, for example, when you look at our points, we were like pretty consistently. So I knew once I got to 100 that I was in a good place. You may or may not beat me. In this game, we had games where we scored 60 points, games where we scored like 160 points, and everything in between. And when you look at our percentage of wins, it was 5-5. I do think the games that are more luck-based, it tends to be 50-50.
Yes.
But where strategy comes into play, there's a question of which one of us does it appeal to the most in terms of our thought process? Because there's some strategic games that I'm better at and some that you're better at.
Right.
So this was right in the middle because there was just a lot of luck.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I didn't enjoy it. It just is the way that it is.
Yeah, there was no adapting, overcoming, and achieving in this.
Yeah,
because there was nothing to adapt
There's
to.
nothing to do really differently next time.
Yeah, you just kind of wait for the cards to come out and hope that they do. But what I just said for like the 300 points, the game would have to go perfect. The tables would have to be the 7-pointers. You would have to fulfill your whole hotel. You would have to have you would have to fulfill absolutely everything. That would have to be a perfect game.
300, isn't that the perfect bowling score too?
Dude, I don't know.
You seem like you'd be good at bowling for
It
some
is
reason.
300. You're actually better than me at bowling. I feel like you intentionally brought this up because you wanted me to admit that you're better than me at something. Well, guess what? I'm a juggler, David. You try juggling. You'd hate yourself in your face.
Every time we do something like bowling, some kind of physical activity, darts, you name it, you're probably good at axe throwing. You're like, it's just basic math. You always tell me that. And I don't know what that means. And
like angles and stuff.
Hear you talk about Grand Austria Hotel mathing it out. I think you're better at math than I am.
Well, you've taught me some interesting things with math, like when we do 20% for like tips and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay, you do this, and you're like, or you can move the decimal over. I was like, what?
You're like, there's no way that can work. Trust me.
And then I did it. I was like, wow. And I'm over here doing like longhand algebra.
Do you think you tend to overcomplicate things in general in your brain?
I think I overcomplicate math problems because remember I showed you how I multiply and you're like, why are you making a box in your mind? And then it has lines and it's a window and now we have a house. And I'm all like, well, the house, it just holds the numbers. And you're like, or you could do it this way. I'm like, I know about that way, but that way this way's easier.
There have been times like you'll lay down for a nap or something and you wake up and be like, Dave, I thought of a trick for multiplying sevens or something. I can't give you you've done stuff like that and then you explain it and I'm like, there's an easier trick.
And I'm like, no, because this one's so much easier.
I'm not following you. It seems easier just to do the long way.
Gosh. Well, like 11s you take the first and the last and then you add the middle. You're like, okay, nobody understands what you're talking about. I'm like, somebody out there, listen to me, lock in right now. You know what I'm talking about with 11s. Message me on Instagram. Tell me you understand.
Oh,
they're like, you just scared everyone.
You did. It's okay. I'm here for it.
You're here for it.
So I think it's funny because we normally have like more stories to tell. But this game, I think that's a good point. Like this game didn't feel like it had really defining moments where it created that storytelling that you and I really like. Maybe
yes.
that's something missing.
Yeah.
But I will say there is an expansion that I have for it that I
gosh.
got a long time ago. I'm curious for us to give it a try. We'll just throw everything in because I think maybe there's something that the expansion adds that we're missing that would
fix these slight minor issues. They're not even minor issues. They're just a preference thing. Minor preferences.
So would you be down for the Grand Austria Hotel Mega Challenge? We'll throw in all the modules. We'll give it a try, and then we'll come back and talk about how that went.
I'm down like a clown.
Oh my God. Okay. Are you going to put on a clown outfit?
No.
You can't.
No. David. And we are back after playing the Grand Austria Hotel's expansion, Waltz.
Let's waltz.
Let's waltz.
Did we waltz? We waltzed our way through that.
Yeah, we waltzed our way through it. If you're wondering why I'm laughing, it's because I pronounced it wrong the first time.
So we had to re-record.
Re-record.
Do you think I'd be good at waltzing? Am I a good dancer?
Waltzing's pretty easy, man. I had to learn that in gym class.
Really?
Yeah, when I was in high school, I don't know, during like prom season or whatever, we had to learn like the waltz. We had to learn the square dance. We had to learn like a lot of dances. And I was just like, and it was, it was so annoying because the boys had to get in a circle and the girls had to get in a circle. And then the girls were on the outside of the circle and the boys were on the inside of the circle. And then you had to switch waltzing partners. Like you had to go in the circle and dance with each person. You couldn't pick your own partner, which is fine because like, I don't know who I would have chosen. So the gym teacher had everybody dance with everybody, and there was only one person I felt comfortable dancing with, and the rest was just it was so awkward because I had to like talk. Well, people were forced to dance with me, I must say, not the other way around. They were forced to dance with me due to the gym teacher, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, you have to dance with me because we've never talked in our lives. And so it was just really awkward.
Sounds like a very uncomfortable experience.
It was extremely uncomfortable. But you know, you should do something uncomfortable every day. I touched a frog the other day.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Or
is that a story for another time?
I mean, it's a story for another time. Let's talk through the expansion. I'll forget, I'm sure. But if y'all want to hear the frog story on why it's so monumental that I touched a frog, let us know. Smiley face, thumbs up.
What's the emoji that they should send? You always have
a
like
frog
some
emoji.
A frog emoji.
I know, yeah. Y'all haven't been sending me emojis, which tells me you haven't been listening deeply. You know who you are.
Read between the lines.
But yeah, if you want to hear the frog story, let us know. Send us a frog emoji through Instagram. Our Instagram's thedicejesters. Yes. Anywho, so the waltz. So I personally think adding the expansion to the game itself doesn't necessarily change the feel of the gameplay. It still feels like a contract fulfillment game where you're still collecting goods. It does add champagne as one of the goods, and champagne, of course, is now going to be placed onto the order receipts or whatever for I don't know, I forgot what they're called. The tickets. There we go. The order tickets for the patrons coming into the hotel, but now they're dancers as well. They can go dancing instead of in the hotel room right away, dancing off their dinner. But so you kind of have two options. So after they're done eating and that contract's fulfilled, you can choose to send them to Waltz, which is literally just a ballroom where they can go dance, or you can send them to their hotel room where they will go slumber for the night. So
I like that you're deciding for them. You're going to go dance.
You will dance.
You want to go to your room, but you're going to go dance. Dance monkey.
It's so violent. But that's just how I personally feel. I do feel that it kind of adds an easier way to accumulate points, though. Both of our points were greater while playing with the expansion. We both
got
achieved,
high scores, right?
Yeah, we both achieved over 150, which is a high score for the both of us.
Not 300.
No, I did the math. Okay, I sat down and did the math with a calculator to be precise, and the game would indeed have to be a perfect game to get 300 on the base.
That accounts for the guest cards all being 7 points.
You would have to get all 7, which means it would have to be a perfect game, because how are the guest cards getting flushed out unless you're playing with more people? there's no way to get all 7. Lots of those guest cards are like, nah, I'm gonna give you 0 points, but you will serve my table. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. If you have played Grand Austria Hotel and have done it, let us know. I am very intrigued by this. But otherwise, yeah, I generally feel like the expansion is I get it if you want to, but it's definitely not necessary, as it doesn't add depth to the game. It just adds more choices.
More complexity.
I don't even know if because complexity makes it sound harder. Tedious. It's a little bit more tedious in setup.
So I will say you're kind of talking about the expansion has these different modules, and we threw everything in. You can just put 1 module in, or 2 or 3, whatever. But the main modules that we played with, there's the Let's Waltz module that you were just talking about with the ballrooms. It adds that, and then there's the celebrities module, which has 3 celebrities.
Yeah. And
then there's colored dice that now replace some white dice. And basically, when you take an action with a colored die, you can take a celebrity from the celebrity board, and it gives you a bonus through the end of that round, along with some points. Like, it gives you an ability, basically, that just for that round only. And then there's a bunch of new cards and things that get mixed in with it. And then unique hotel things that you start with that give you a certain ability for the whole game. Like, yours had the different areas of the board scored
cost more. Like, you got a bigger reward at the end.
Bigger reward, that's what I'm trying to say. And then mine gave me more rewards for going into the ballroom.
Yeah.
Which was really fun. And then there's a different starting player module that you can play with, so that if you're playing with more players, it mixes up the snake turn order, which we didn't play with. In a 2-player game, I like it the way it is, so I didn't throw that in.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that, I was looking at the table. The table was packed full. We had to get creative and move the dice tower over to the corner of the table, and then we didn't have anywhere to put our beverages, so those were on the floor. And then it was a lot of stuff.
It was a lot.
And it even, I would say, the iconography in the game, we still had to go back, even with the base game, had to look things up constantly. This added new icons, and with our playthrough of the expansion with these modules, I was constantly getting out the rulebook and clarifying things and looking things up, and it felt a little bit clunky to me. The base game itself is a pretty smooth, easygoing game, and like you said, it didn't add much depth, but it just kind of convoluted things to the point where it slowed the game down quite a bit. This was probably our longest play of Grand Austria Hotel. I didn't keep track of the time, but it was probably like 90 minutes maybe.
Yeah, probably, just with all the additional items.
Yeah, and looking stuff up. So
yeah. I was going to say, playing it though made me think of something that would kind of fix some things that I personally would like to see in the game, and that is the colored die. So looking at the colored die, I actually thought, what the base game could have is, because it has the brown, black, red, and white. Yes. So we would have brown, black, red, and white dice, or like, I don't know, maybe white dice, brown dots, kind of like, whatever that designated color, because each one is grouped together. I think it's like coffee and wine, and then pastries.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. And so replacing some of the dice with colored dice, and then that colored dice went into that specific section, but it had a different number, so 1 through 6. And you're thinking, oh, well, that's not really fair, because then the first person who grabs it regardless will still get more, no matter what, because there will always be more dice for that first grab. So that would be pretty equivalent to if there were 3 dice within that realm. So I was thinking, if they did a color thing with it, then there gives that possibility to get more of a good, or more of multiple goods, depending on how you want to divvy up your things from each column. In that way, it'll help mitigate a little bit more, and then you don't have to add or feel bad that you aren't finding that special like helper card that allows you to slightly go up or down a level in pit number. Is that what they're called?
Pit value?
Pit value.
Okay. I remember, I was just thinking as you were talking just now, man, we started Dicejesters when you were you'd never played really any games. And I remember you were like kind of stumbling your way through the board game vocabulary. And
I
then
still do.
I just heard you drop the word mitigate. You were talking about pit value. I'm like, man, you have come so far in this journey.
I don't know. There's still lots of words I don't know. Like
orthogonally adjacent.
I'm not using that word.
You're like, I refuse.
It's just right next to it. You're going to be like, well, this is a shorter way to say it. It's not a shorter way to say it. It takes the same amount of time. It just makes you sound pretentious.
Right, because orthogonal.
You're looking at me. They're like, Dave, get her, Dave. I'm like, no, don't take Dave's side.
Orthogonal, 4 syllables, up, down, left, right, 4 syllables. You're on to something.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's the same exact thing. You can even point. You can be like, you can bless the dice. Bless
there has to be a shorter word. Just
up, down. Oh my gosh, like what you learned when we went to the restaurant when I was like, oh no, L top. And you're like, what is L top? I'm like, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickle. We go make something for up, down, left, right. So up, UDLR.
The UDLR.
Yeah, the UDLR. Yolder. Yes. Be like, all right, this is Yolder. And people are going to be like, you got it, Mighty Odin.
Oh, I get what you're saying, though. Wait, what were you just saying?
At this point, I don't know, man. I was just kind of like making an easier way to get goods where it would help you get them without having to raise or lower the pit value of a die, because one of the issues that we had ran into was there was a few times when a lot of the die value, it would be higher. It would be like 3, 4, 5, 6, not even 6. It would be like 3, 4, 5. And there would be nothing in 1 and 2, which are your good areas that you need to fulfill the contracts. So it would be, the solution would be, oh, well, someone passed and then you just re-roll. Okay, well, passing and re-rolling, you get rid of a die and then you risk the chance of your tower not liking you and re-rolling all the same numbers. And then you just keep, so...
Whoa.
I know, it's so funny. My sister's like, you sound like the Aztec whistle or whatever.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so Grand Austria Hotel.
You're like, we have gotten
we enjoyed the journey. Did it remind you of your days working in the hospitality industry a little bit? It did for me. I was thinking about
the hotel I worked at was a hotel casino, so it didn't have like a dancing thing.
No, but you worked in the restaurant.
Yeah,
area,
but
right?
It still didn't have a dancing thing. There was no one to send them into waltzing. I did have room service
before the waltzing modules. We can just in the hotel.
Yes, I worked in the hotel.
Did it remind you of welcoming guests in and making sure that they had their coffee and their strudel and
I was a restaurant manager. I wasn't at the front desk. I was back of house restaurant. I was back of house manager.
So not dealing directly with the...
Well, no, I would go out because we would get lots of complaints.
That sounds awesome.
It was great. So it didn't necessarily remind me of my hotel. No. Now, if these guests had something off the wall to say, like each guest you chose had like a little quote bubble that said something wild, I would have 101 stories. I'd be like, this reminds me of A, B, and C. But I don't want to just really randomly bring those up unprovoked because some of them are too wild. If they were game related, then 100%. But these stories, I don't know, man. These stories need to stay buried unless unburied by something game related. We could do a whole podcast on the hospitality industry.
Yeah, I would have. Not all of them would be appropriate for.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be like 18 plus.
I've seen some wild stuff working in the hotel industry,
especially with room service.
Yeah, I worked in hotels for like 10 years.
Okay.
About
yeah.
That's not just doing. I mean, I don't want to get way into it, but I worked in a variety of settings. But I have a lot of stories. I've been through the trenches.
Yes. You did your time.
I did my time. I felt like when I got out of it, I will carry these experiences with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I am who I am today. It built a level of grit that
I feel like retail, hospitality, all of that builds grit.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. So at the end of all this, Julie.
Yes.
Would you say Grand Austria Hotel is a keep it to play or trade it away?
Since we're looking for our shelf that we can travel with, pop in a future van that we don't have at this time, I would say it's a trade it away because it's not something that I would be willing to bring with us.
In the van.
Yeah, in the van.
Well, we plan to be nomads at some point in our lives, right?
I love that. I would love to be like a little hobbit in the woods.
Yes.
It's like cozy by the fire. Maybe Gandalf will visit us. Who knows?
So yeah, enjoy the journey. appreciate the time.
Yeah.
But does it deserve a place on our permanent shelf of Jester Cheer? That's what we called it, right? Jester Cheer.
Oh no, you're the ones with the whimsical ideas. I'm like, Julie
it got
Jambles
too complex,
works for
and
me.
I took a step back. But I think it's are we going to part ways at the crossroads of? I had some cool thing.
Yeah, that was actually that was pretty good. You were like, it was
a
like
fond farewell with trumpets and tumbles. I think.
Yeah, something like that. Something whimsy.
So we will have a fond farewell at this point.
Yeah, fond farewell. That's nice. Instead of the kicked out the village type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the journey with me, Julie. I had a good time.
And thank you so much for listening to us today. We would love to know what your thoughts are on games you enjoy. So feel free to message us a long list of games that you like and maybe want to hear about. Maybe it'll make its way to our shelf, and then through the challenge of our 10x10. I don't know why I said challenge before the 10x10, but here we are. So yeah, if you want to hear the frog story, pop a frog emoji in my Instagram messages inbox. I don't know, direct message. Our Instagram is thedicejesters. Feel free to give us an email too if you want to directly reach David and not me. David. Our email is thedicejesters@gmail.com. And as always, be sure to play games with the ones you love. Bye.